JonBenét was the youngest child of John and Patsy Ramsey, a wealthy couple living in a luxurious home in Boulder. She had been a child pageant star, known for her beauty and charisma, often dressed in elaborate costumes and makeup that belied her tender age. The Ramsey family appeared to be the epitome of the American dream, but beneath this facade lay a nightmare that would unfold in the early hours of Christmas morning. On December 25, 1996, the Ramsey family celebrated Christmas with their older son, Burke, and JonBenét. The evening was filled with laughter, presents, and the warmth of the holiday spirit. However, when Patsy Ramsey awoke the next morning, she discovered a ransom note on the stairs, demanding $118,000 for JonBenét's safe return. The note was bizarrely lengthy and detailed, suggesting that it was written by someone with knowledge of the family's wealth. Panic ensued. John Ramsey called 911, and within moments, the police arrived at their home. The family was distraught, and the situation quickly escalated as officers began to search for JonBenét. Meanwhile, the ransom note was scrutinized, revealing a disconcerting mix of misspellings and unusual phrasing. Some officers noted its theatrical tone, raising suspicions about its authenticity. As the hours passed, hope of finding JonBenét alive began to dwindle. It was shortly after noon when John Ramsey, aided by a family friend, decided to search the basement of their home. To their horror, he discovered JonBenét's lifeless body wrapped in a blanket in a dark corner. She had been struck on the head and had a garrote tied around her neck. The sight was unbearable, shattering the fragile hope that lingered in the air. The discovery of JonBenét's body changed everything. The police immediately secured the crime scene, but the damage had been done. Friends, family, and members of the media swarmed the Ramsey home, turning the tragedy into a media spectacle. As news spread, theories and speculations about who could have committed such a heinous act began to circulate. Investigators quickly focused on the Ramsey family, primarily due to the ransom note, which many believed was staged. The note's specific demand for $118,000 was peculiar, as it was almost the exact amount of John Ramsey's Christmas bonus. This detail raised questions about whether the ransom note was crafted by someone inside the family or someone who had intimate knowledge of their financial situation. The media frenzy intensified, with tabloids publishing sensational headlines and amateur sleuths weighing in with their theories. The Ramseys became both victims and suspects in a case that seemed to defy logic. John and Patsy, already grieving the loss of their daughter, found themselves embroiled in a public relations nightmare. They maintained their innocence, asserting that an intruder had entered their home and killed JonBenét. As the investigation unfolded, forensic evidence collected from the scene painted a complex picture. There were no signs of forced entry, leading many to believe that the killer was someone familiar with the home. The autopsy revealed that JonBenét had suffered severe blunt force trauma to the head and had also been asphyxiated. The combination of these injuries suggested a calculated act of violence, raising further doubts about the theory of an intruder. The case took numerous twists and turns over the years. In 1997, the Ramseys were cleared of suspicion after extensive interviews and polygraph tests. However, this did little to quell the public's obsession with the case. In 1999, the Boulder District Attorney declared the Ramseys innocent, yet the lingering questions about their involvement remained. The media continued to speculate, and a plethora of theories emerged. Some believed that JonBenét's death was an accident, perhaps related to her pageantry. Others posited that Burke, her older brother, might have been involved in her death, whether intentionally or unintentionally, leading to a cover-up by the parents. This theory gained traction, fueled by rumors and speculation, but lacking substantial evidence. In the years following JonBenét's death, the case seemed to fade from public consciousness. However, in 2006, a significant development reignited interest. A man named John Mark Carr, who claimed to be JonBenét's killer, was arrested in Thailand. His confession, however, was riddled with inconsistencies, and investigators quickly determined that there was no evidence linking him to the crime. Carr was ultimately released, but the renewed attention brought the case back into the spotlight. As the years passed, advances in DNA technology opened new avenues for investigation. In 2008, the Ramsey family was exonerated from any involvement in their daughter's death through DNA evidence collected from the crime scene, which did not match any family member. This breakthrough rekindled hope that the true killer could be identified. Despite the extensive investigation and public scrutiny, JonBenét's murder remains officially unsolved. Numerous documentaries and books have examined the case, each attempting to unravel the complex web of theories and suspicions that surrounded it. The Ramseys continue to assert their innocence, living under the shadow of suspicion and grief. In 2016, a cold case detective was assigned to re-examine the evidence, focusing on the possibility that the crime was committed by an unknown intruder. Despite the renewed efforts, no new leads emerged. The case continues to haunt Boulder, a chilling reminder of a tragedy that shattered a family and captivated a nation. JonBenét Ramsey's story is more than just a tale of a tragic death. It is a reflection of society's obsession with crime, media sensationalism, and the complexities of human behavior. The case raises difficult questions about the nature of justice and the impact of public perception on investigations. As the years go by, JonBenét's murder remains a painful wound for her family and a haunting mystery for the public. Her image, a smiling child in frilly dresses and tiaras, is juxtaposed with the horror of her untimely death. The quest for justice for JonBenét continues, with hope lingering that one day the truth will emerge from the shadows. The legacy of JonBenét Ramsey lives on, not just as a cold case, but as a symbol of the innocence lost and the darkness that can reside within families and communities. The unanswered questions and ongoing speculation ensure that her story will not be forgotten. In a world where justice is often elusive, the memory of JonBenét serves as a stark reminder of the need for truth and resolution, and the enduring hope that one day her killer will be brought to justice.